All right, welcome. Today we are setting up the ultimate showdown in the world of cardio. In one corner, you've got the high-speed, high-intensity champion, running. And in the other corner, the steady, reliable challenger, walking. They're probably the two most popular exercises on the entire planet, but which one actually wins the race when it comes to fat loss? Let's find out.
So let's just dive right in. It's a question I think a lot of us have asked ourselves while lacing up our shoes. When the main goal is to shed some fat, should we be pushing our limits with a crazy, heart-pounding sprint? Or is a nice, consistent, long stroll the smarter way to go?
And we're off. Our first round is all about the clock. It's the time trial. This isn't about who can go the longest, it's about pure, raw efficiency. Which one of these gives you the biggest bang for your buck when you're short on time?
Okay, right out of the gate, running takes a big early lead. And honestly, this isn't a huge surprise, right? Because it's so much more intense. Running just torches more calories and more fat for every single minute you're out there. It's definitely the hare in this race. It moves fast and it gets results quickly. And listen, we're not just talking about a small lead here. A really big study found that for every hour of exercise, running could lead to up to 90%, that's 90, more weight loss than walking. This was especially true for people with a higher body mass index. That is a truly staggering difference in just how efficient it is. And to really hammer this point home, just look at the power of high-intensity interval training, HIIT, when you do it with running. One major analysis showed that over just a few weeks, HIIT running can strip off almost 2 kilograms of fat mass. So the takeaway from round one is crystal clear. If your time is precious, running, especially HIIT running, takes a decisive victory.
But hold on, this race is far from over. Round two isn't about speed, it's about endurance. This is the long game. And this is where walking, our tortoise in the story, gets a real chance to shine through, just sheer persistence.
Now check this out, because this is really fascinating. A study presented people with two different paths to the exact same goal, 50 total minutes of walking a day. One group did it all in one go, a single 50-minute walk. The other group split it up into two shorter 25-minute walks. So the total time, the total effort, exactly the same. Which one do you think led to more weight loss?
Well, the answer might actually surprise you. It was the group that split their walks into two shorter sessions. They actually lost more weight and trimmed more off their waistlines. This is a brilliant example of how for walking, frequency can be an incredibly powerful tool. It's not always about one giant effort. It's about that consistent, repeated activity.
And this quote really sums it up perfectly. You see, walking's secret weapon isn't its intensity, it's how accessible it is. It's way easier on the joints, it's less intimidating, and that means people are often able to do it for longer and more often during the week. And when you add all that volume up, it can absolutely compete with running.
Okay, so we're kind of tied up. Running won on pure speed and walking won on consistency. So for our final tie-breaking round, we're going to talk strategy. Because it turns out, it's not just about picking running or walking, it's about how you do the exercise you choose. And this is the real game changer.
So let's start with a key strategy for our challenger here, interval walking. This isn't just your average leisurely stroll in the park. It means you're actively changing your pace. You speed up to a really brisk walk that gets your heart rate going, and then you slow back down to recover, and you just repeat that cycle. You can think of it as HIIT, but for walkers.
And the big question is, does this strategy actually work? Oh yeah, just look at this chart. Research shows an incredible difference. Compared to just walking at a steady, constant pace, interval walking burned way more energy from fat stores. I mean, that is a massive boost in how effective it is, just from changing up your speed. This one strategy really levels the playing field in a big, big way.
So, after 3 pretty intense rounds, we had the time trial, the long game, and strategy, it is finally time to declare a winner in this ultimate fat loss race. So, who takes home the crown?
Okay, let's look at the final scorecard. Running is the undisputed champ of being time efficient. If you are short on time and your body can handle that high-impact work, it is going to give you faster results, period. But walking is the champion of consistency and accessibility. It's just perfect for anyone with joint issues, or who prefers a low-impact option, or who can build up more total exercise time during the week. So, who's the winner? The winner really depends entirely on you. And that brings us to the biggest takeaway from this whole thing. The real secret isn't some magic bullet that's hidden in one exercise or the other. The real driver of fat loss is your total energy expenditure over the entire week. How many calories you burn in total, and combining that with a supportive diet. The method you choose is way less important than the math.
So, in the end,
We've kind of been asking the wrong question this whole time. The real race isn't running versus walking at all. The only race that actually matters is the one between being consistent and quitting. The best exercise is simply the one you'll actually do, day in and day out. So the final question I have is for you. Which starting line are you on?